What up, good peoples? Welcome back to the Dominant DNA Podcast, episode 10. Jay-Z said it best. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you here with me. And it's good to see you, buddy.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
I'm great. It's great to see you though. I ain't seen you in a minute.
Yeah, same here.
You
Same
know,
here.
this is our extra special guest. She's a real friend for like half my life for real, and just a great person. A great person. Strong black woman, like for real. She's realer than most of the niggas I know. I'm just saying. She's Jean Quill Ishway to y'all. She's Johnny to me, nigga. And it's great to have you here. And we gonna have a ball. We gonna have a ball.
Hi, Yanni.
Hi.
Yeah. Always gotta give a salute to my brothers. You know what I'm saying? E-Man on the boards. My man always holding it down. And my man Randall Isabel.
I'm back again, baby.
Indeed, yo. Making it look so snobby out this motherfucker,
Hey,
yo.
man.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
like,
man, you gotta make sure we show love for the lady in the house, man.
indeed, yo.
We gotta
This is
act right. We gotta act right.
yeah.
Gotta
This
act
is
right.
this is classy, yo.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah. You said you had something on your mind though. You know what's that?
So I wanted to start this conversation with both of you, especially since Yanni is here. There's a thing that's trending that's dangerous for us as a community, and that's men feel it necessary to be physical and dangerous to females. When I say physical and dangerous, I mean they're punching them, they're choking them, they're shooting them, they're stabbing them, and for whatever the reason is, I find it difficult to grasp the thinking that goes into the desire to be this way with somebody that you're already physically more imposing than. You have the advantage. You know for a fact that they're afraid once this starts. And then for some of you, you're even using weapons on these women. You're running them down in the street like dogs, like gang members from another side of town, and shooting them in front of their kids, stabbing them. Like, this is real personal. And it's going too far. It's becoming way too popular, and nobody's saying nothing about it. We could say this thing matters, that thing matters, but keep your hands to yourself matters also. Don't shoot a woman matters also. Don't stab a woman matters also. Like, you're taking mothers away from children, daughters away from families. Like, this is getting crazy. And if we don't love and protect them, as I said last time I spoke to you, Mark, then who will? Who will? If the same people that's supposed to love and protect these people are the ones killing them, then where are we going as a people? And it's not about race anymore. That has nothing to do with it. It's simply about the fact that if in my mind I cannot handle what being with this woman means, I need not to do it. If I'm insecure or I'm jealous, when I first meet her and I say, hey, why after I got your number did you go talk to that guy? Red flag. Hey, ladies, listen. If that's the vibe you get, that does not signify love and caring. That signifies danger and run. Delete, delete, delete. So for me, I just wanted to make sure that we treated a woman special today. She showed up. She didn't have to be here. And she's trusting us. As she said before this camera started rolling, that she would be safe in our company. And not only is she safe in our company, she's special to us. We're going to act like it the whole time she's here. And this is what I'm saying to every man out there. If you love a woman, you have a daughter, a mother, a sister, a cousin, a aunt, anybody around you, a friend, you should do your best to speak to other men about not doing this. I don't care what the reason is. There is no excuse for killing a woman because she's not dealing with you the way you want her to. There's no excuse for that, bro. There's no excuse. And I'd like for us all to start a dialogue right now. Mark, Yanni, and everybody watching. What are we doing? What are we going to do about this? We need to talk about this. And I wanted to start this podcast with that conversation if y'all don't mind.
Not at all. You are definitely one of the strongest. I'm going to say people, but you're a black woman. You see what I'm saying? So it's a difference. We talked about that earlier today. Men and women were made to have different characteristics.
Absolutely.
So I feel like the gift that women have, when you mature and stop and think about it, is priceless, and it keep a lot of men alive.
True.
I feel like a lot of times, whereas though a man would be discouraged, it's the woman that push him and tell him keep going.
True.
And it only take one,
True.
Absolutely.
and you are that type of person.
Thank you.
And you've had to deal with a lot of shit by yourself. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say you and God.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So where did your story start?
My story pretty much started from an extremely strong mother, a strong black woman. I had also a very strong black father. But unfortunately, I lost my mother at the age of 12. So I had her for those 12 years, but they were, I feel, the best years of my life, because within those 12 years, the foundation she laid for me is all of pretty much who I am today. Just the strength of instilling self-worth, self-value, self-love. Those three characteristics in itself, you know what I'm saying, just it builds character.
Can we toast to that?
We can.
Loving yourself.
To your point, Randall, a lot of these women, unfortunately, I feel, you know, and granted, we all as women and men have been in relationships that probably weren't the healthiest. You know, didn't necessarily have to be to the extremes that
Right.
you mentioned, but
Right.
just unhealthy,
Right.
period.
Right.
And sometimes when you get in relationships and you love, sometimes you lose yourself.
True.
But at some point in time, you have to pull it back in.
True.
You know, you can't love anyone else more than you love yourself.
True.
And a lot of these women, unfortunately, I feel, fall victim to these type of men because of upbringing. I work in the mental health field. I have for on and off over 20 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're
Within
still
like
sane and alive.
I am within the next 3 years, you know, I will have my doctorate.
Congratulations.
By next year, I'll have my LCPC.
Can we
I'm
toast
claiming
to
all of
that?
that.
Congratulations.
Can we toast to that?
But I say that because
Yes, that's good.
I feel like our,
Absolutely.
you know, mental health as a people,
Right.
knowing our worth,
True.
knowing how to love ourselves first
True.
before we can impart love to someone else or share it with them,
True.
knowing just our value,
Right.
you know. All of that plays into demanding respect,
True.
giving respect,
True.
you know, always wanting to strive for bigger, for better.
True.
But it starts from childhood.
Okay, so Yanni, let me ask you this: if even that's the case, there is a dynamic in socialism, just based on numbers, that has impressed me recently, also, which stimulates this outcome. In since psychology or behavior is something that you understand, the simple fact that women are the majority, men are the minority, I'm always baffled when a woman is able to deal with two or more men. Okay? Now, once again, I want to be clear. I in no way think that there's any reason for a man to physically offend a woman, verbally offend a woman, emotionally offend a woman, mentally offend a woman, spiritually offend a woman. But this concept that women have multiple men that they deal with is throwing everything off. And it's causing men to think that I have to control you some kind of way because they're not going to fight all of the other guys.
Absolutely.
See?
Absolutely.
So I'm saying this to you like from a mental health standpoint because it's the psychology that goes into these relatings that causes this to happen. So if she's thinking, I'll tell him this, I'll tell him that, I'll tell them whatever I want to tell them about what's going on between me and all these guys. The danger in that is life has a way of making you honest. So, in the last podcast I did with Mark, I said, if you do something, you can't ignore the fact that there's a possibility this could happen.
Absolutely.
Now, once again, that doesn't make it right. That doesn't mean this should happen because you have control over your behaviors and your actions.
Absolutely.
But when you play a game, there's a large chance you could lose. And in socialism, I think women have committed to this game. And they're not understanding that a lot of times men are very black and white. They're not colorful.
Absolutely.
So it's yes or no.
Absolutely.
We was talking about that shit earlier today.
Absolutely.
Different
It's yes or
words,
no.
but the same idea.
It's yes or no.
Absolutely.
With women, though, it's leveraging understanding. Oh, well, you didn't act like this right now, so then I decided to be like this, and because you said this to me, I feel some kind of way, so I'm going to stop talking to you. Oh, okay. Well, then you'll make the news. You see what I mean?
Absolutely.
But that's the problem.
But wait.
sorry.
Wait. You can't. That can't be your response to it. At some point in time, men need to realize being indifferent with each other is the problem also.
Absolutely.
Because just like when things go wrong socially, women become friends fast. Like, hey girl, I heard you was dealing with such and such. Oh, I am. Let's be friends. Let's put him in a trick bag and see what he does. Men don't do that. Men go get their guns, they threaten each other, they call all their friends. Instead of being like, look, she talking to both of us. We both doing the same thing with her. Matter of fact, me, you, him, and him. It's like the woman at the well. Woman, you got 5 husbands. You know what I mean? What you want me to do with this? I don't have no use for you. You got so many men. And that's where we need to be. You know, a woman's in a relationship with a man. Don't ask her, can you be her friend? You're creating a problem. And then you get mad because you know she has other men. You understand that when a relationship starts.
Absolutely.
And once again, just like I said about games, when you play a game, men, there is a large chance you could lose. You could lose. There's no way around this dialogue. So for me, no, don't hit women. No, don't stab them or shoot them. No, don't take somebody's mother away from this world.
Absolutely.
However, women, stop playing this game. And y'all are talking to each other too. Let's not do that. Y'all are friends. Not even like real friends, but associate friends. You will be cordial enough to figure out what you're going to do next. Alright? Let's stop acting like y'all don't know each other at all and y'all never talk about it. That's why y'all act like y'all do. Y'all act like y'all have endless options. But you don't. And you need to be honest about that. You don't. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I
Yanni,
just
go
want to say a
ahead.
couple of things because I'm trying to remember everything that you're saying and my
Yeah.
points that I went to
I'm sorry. No. Just
to
make your
speak on.
points. Just make your points.
Well, let's start with men have had multiple women for centuries. Let's start with that. Women are now getting hip to the game and playing it and starting to play it a lot better than the men. And unfortunately, for a lot of reasons, they're losing their lives or severely injured, disabled, or whatever the case.
But does that make it better, Yanni? Does that make
Doesn't
them better
make it
at
better, doesn't make it right.
I'm just saying, does that make them better at the game, though?
Well, I'll say this. As a woman, I feel when a woman wants to run game, it's going to take a long time, most times, for
That's
most
true.
men to
That's
find
true.
out she's running game.
That's true. I agree.
Men, I feel men become comfortable. They get complacent. They get sloppy. Boom.
Or men
You
are
know.
just very transparent.
Can we
No.
talk to that?
No.
Men are very
No, but I'm
transparent.
saying-
Because
You know me,
Not
Yanni.
all men.
You know me.
You all may be
Yeah.
a part of the minority.
yeah, men are very I mean, we're easy
No.
to read.
You
though.
know,
We're not
you
trying
know
to
that's
hide
little
it.
boy shit to me. In my former life,
And I get
I'm
that.
happily
like
married
I said,
right
you
now.
all may be a part of the minority, but a lot of men, although men, I will agree with you in the aspect of their transparency, where black and white, being black and white.
Right.
But a lot of men are just not going to be. Most men are not that transparent.
So you deal with. The
I'm not saying that
representative.
women are either.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I think each individual is their own,
Right.
and you
It's-
deal accordingly.
That's true.
Is that little boy shit to you though? It's little boy shit to me, in
What?
my
Not
opinion.
having multiple women?
If they don't know that you got multiple women, like what the fuck? To me, like that's little boy shit.
So let me say this. If a man is dating, I feel he has the right to see whomever he chooses to see. Until he commits to a relationship or marriage, he's fair game.
Okay.
Can we toast to that?
Okay? Now, once you commit, you should stay where you committed.
I agree.
Hey, we can
You
toast to
should-
that too.
Your
You
yes should be
goddamn
your
right.
yes and your no should be your
You
no.
goddamn right.
Pretty
Yes,
much.
Yes.
I do feel though, on a more serious note, as far as like the men just hurting women and killing
Yeah.
women and things of that nature, everything you stated. Unfortunately, I feel like a lot of that, once again, going back to childhood, a lot of that they may have seen within their homes with their
Okay.
mothers, their sisters, their aunties, grandma, whomever.
I agree.
I'm not a clinician yet, so let me display
No,
that.
no,
I'm
but-
not a clinician,
but
but
what you're saying is
just mental health is a part of it, I feel like. And I feel for our culture, we're in denial a lot about mental health. And I think it's becoming more and more prevalent today by force opposed than choice because of all the killings, the crimes, and things of that nature. However, I am going to play devil's advocate and say, not that it's deserved by no means.
It's not.
But women need to understand some things are for men.
Yes,
And it's a men's battle.
it is.
Don't get involved. You may go hard, you may support your man, you may love your man, but some battles you gotta let the man lead and fight.
Right.
You gotta stay out of that.
Yeah.
Because when men get into their battles, like you said, physically, they going all at it, mentally, physically, emotionally, with a man's mindset. Some women gotta know. Let me be a lady and park it over here. Once again, not deserved. You know, but I just think it's a combination of everything. You know what I'm saying? The men wanting to control, the women thinking it's cute because they don't know better, because maybe that's the only type of relationship they ever had in their lives, and no one to tell them any differently or show them any better. Or they might like what this guy can provide for them. Get your own, sis. All my women,
Yeah,
get
talk
your
to 'em.
own.
Look in the camera.
It's
Look- yeah,
nothing.
look at the
It's
camera.
nothing wrong with being independent or dependent when it's healthy.
Exactly.
For me, I have 6 sisters, and 5, including me. My mother raised us. Get your own. Anything else a man does is extra.
Can we toast to that?
It's extra. That doesn't mean you have to be insubmissive, or you know what I mean, or because you have some women like that too. Like I don't need a man. Well, when I say it, because I do at times say it, if a man feel like, oh, you make me, or you're, No, sir, that's not the case. Not the case, because every degree or any success I have, I did this.
Can we toast to that?
You know what I mean? No, seriously. And nine
No,
times,
I already-
and
I
the
know
sad
you.
part about it is that a lot of times with these type of men who just
Right.
want to hurt women,
Right.
they don't even support the woman that they're hurting.
That's true.
You know, I'm not saying you got a right to still hurt because you support me, but at least support me a little bit. If you want to be stabbing me and beating me up and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They
What?
they sit in the house
What?
playing video games.
Didn't I tell you?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
didn't you get paid today? Yes,
Yeah.
mother, I got paid
Yeah,
today.
yeah, yeah. True.
Not you.
True.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
So you
and-
think it's environmental? Is it
yes,
environmental?
it's all of that. It's it's social, it's economic, it's environment, you know, it's family,
These are good points.
it's self,
It is.
it's spiritual, because
all of
once
that.
you build your faith wall, even building a faith wall,
Yeah.
no matter what situation you in, God can bring you out.
Can we toast to that? Please.
You understand what I'm saying? And I've had some hardships in my life. I've had some major losses. I've lost a baby. I've lost both of my parents. Major losses that I still grieve to the day. But I realized I'm a mother.
Right.
So when I felt like I was really losing myself, I had to get me together for them.
Right. Right.
For them. And I say to anybody, you made a valid point. Basically, as I teach my children, for every action, there's a reaction.
There is.
You know, so when he gives her his number and then she run off right to the next corner where he can stand there and watch her, well, what you think he gonna do?
Right.
Now, whether he has plans to be with you for the long haul or he
Right.
just trying to hit the night,
Right.
he's interested at the moment to see
Right.
what he can succeed at.
Exactly.
So you playing already.
Exactly.
You're playing a dangerous game already.
And he feels some kind of way immediately.
It's ego. It's ego.
But the
It's
thing is,
lack of love of self.
Absolutely.
Excuse
but
me.
but men are more fragile today. It seems like
Absolutely.
they're very
Absolutely.
fragile human beings. They're
Absolutely.
like they need validation.
Absolutely.
They need affirmation.
Absolutely.
And fathers.
Nothing comes.
Bingo.
Nothing comes from inside of them. It's all external. They're worse than women. Like, oh, look how many likes I got. Look how many people subscribe. Look how many hearts. Like double taps on my page. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm gonna tell you
They
what they
need their
talking about.
fathers.
You're like a girl.
I'm sorry. No, I agree. Fathers, I'm sorry to cut you off. Fathers,
Yo,
but also the music, the rap music. The music is so influential. I have a son.
Okay.
That music, the image, like you was saying, you know, we was talking about, you know, half dress or this woman or that woman looking like this. All of that to me means nothing. Because
I
this
said
is
my
the
half
thing.
dress.
This is the thing.
But I like the music, Yanni.
Guess what? I like some of it too.
I like the imagery
and I,
too.
And I listen to some of it, but it has to make sense for me. It has to be real to me. A lot of that stuff about everybody talking about who they got this gun, they killed this one, they killed that. Is that all you know to talk about? Like, we can't talk about nothing else?
I'm just saying that from me to everybody listening to us, if one generation heard that these people killed a bunch of people because of a Tupac song, which actually was said once upon a time, I'm saying to you that I've never heard a song that's made me hit a woman or kill anybody. So it's just entertainment.
But does it make it right because they're not killing the women, but they still killing each other as men?
Oh.
Like, it's the influence.
Oh no, I'm
You
not
know,
saying once
yeah.
again, I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
saying
all
that that's
it's all a problem.
That's not right either.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying to everyone listening to us is, they're just songs. They're just words. It's much like any other book you've ever heard or read. You can't prove to me that anybody showing you these images on a screen has done anything they're saying. See? And I want all the kids.
It's entertainment.
Yeah,
Go-
but look at it in a different point though. Everybody's always influenced by what somebody said or what somebody read or what somebody heard. Prime example is the Bible. None of us alive have ever seen Jesus,
Absolutely.
but we believe Jesus is there. Why?
Absolutely.
Because that's what we were taught, that's what we read,
Absolutely.
and that's what we believe in.
Absolutely.
So rap music can have an influence on a young kid that doesn't really have the mindset right now to understand what he's watching.
Absolutely.
Or understand
And do
it's
you and
entertainment.
no, I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with both of y'all.
I I agree
the
with all
rap
y'all too.
music,
No,
the
no,
rap
no, no,
music,
no, no.
the gangster
Don't
shit
try to leave me out.
is the shit
We
that
ain't leaving you.
I didn't leave you out.
No, I'm
Jesus
just playing. I'm
Christ,
just playing,
yo.
bro. Go ahead. I'm
I
sorry,
love
man.
you,
I'm
bro.
sorry.
Yeah, I mean, but the gangster shit was pushed by people who were invested in prisons. All of this shit is it's a systematic.
Yeah, but
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but the people that's pushing that in the prisons aren't the people that's making the music. They're the ones that's taking advantage of the music.
Absolutely.
The people that's making the music is the people that's living it.
Absolutely.
Like NWA, everybody like, oh, NWA gangster rappers. Well, they was living in Compton. They was living that life, and they rapped about that life.
Absolutely.
So you gotta, as being an influencer is what they would call that these days, but back in those days, it wasn't an influencer. You were just living life.
Right.
That's what you believed in.
Right.
So if you grew up in gangster rap, if you grew up as a gangster, that next generation coming up is going to follow you
Absolutely.
right into that mold.
Absolutely.
you're absolutely right. I'm just saying that as far as that shit being pushed mainstream, the people that own the record labels invested in prisons.
Hey man, I want y'all to kill my entertainment with this conversation. I love those these little kids are able to do to change their lives and their families. I'm glad they make it out the hood, even if they telling nothing but lies. And everybody listening to them, everybody listening to them, everybody listening to me. Listen to this. They are entertainers, okay? That's all they are, entertainers. You should not mimic, you should not assimilate, you should not desire to be anything that you see, okay? Don't do money spreads.
Absolutely.
Don't put your guns on camera unless you want to go to jail or die today, all right?
No,
We're
I
toasting
agree.
to you.
We're toasting
I
to
just can't
all of
reach
that.
a glass.
All of
I
that.
can't
It's
reach a
just
cup.
And E-Man toasting to
entertainment.
you as
Yeah.
well.
It's just
Absolutely.
entertainment.
Absolutely.
That's all it is.
But
Think of it like Super Bowl Sunday, NBA Finals. You don't go out and think you're going to play Steph tomorrow, do you? So stop thinking that you can be these guys on these videos, all right? Don't call all your friends. Tell the guy in your neighborhood that's got all the guns to bring them to your house so you can shoot videos, all right?
Yeah.
Let's cut this out.
but
I'm
let
going
me,
to say, I'm glad.
And don't come
I'm
on
glad-
dumb. Go ahead.
I'm glad he changed that up because some people, some kids in the inner city, like if they watching football, they want to become a football player, so they're gonna strive to be that. That's what you do. I'm glad you mentioned the positive stuff
Yeah.
from the negative because
absolutely.
sometimes the positive influence is what is what we need to focus on.
Yeah, I'm
bring
not
out
trying.
to the public.
Yeah, that's what I said. As long as we together, I'm never going to harp on coming down on somebody. Just because this group of guys understand that I'm just entertaining you, and you don't understand that they're just entertaining you. Do I blame them for you going out and committing a crime?
Absolutely
Because
not. No.
now you look at Lil Durk, he's trying to sell cars. That's literally what he's doing. In this last video that's really busting, he's selling Hellcats. That's not weapons. That's not
Exactly.
drugs. That's not what is it? What's it called when you misogyny? He's not trying to take women and say, hey, I don't even think it's a woman in his video when he's trying to sell these Hellcats. It's just strictly about selling cars, and he mixes in concepts in the vernacular that you're used to. That's it. These guys are business minded. All of these young guys that are entertaining you now, they have their brains on the future. That's why when somebody dies that they're close to, you don't hear them on camera talking about, I'm going to kill everybody. I'm a ride for my guy. Because they realize that's an empty venture. All right? I love him to death. And what he would want me to do is not end up in a situation where I'm dead or in jail. See? You should want the same thing for you and your friends in whatever neighborhood you're from. Stop doing this thing that's going to make your video popping on your IG and your Facebook and your Twitter's going to be jamming. That's goofy.
And you
And
going
this
to
also
jail.
leads to people shooting women
Absolutely.
and stabbing women
Absolutely.
and beating them up because you lose control of your little popularity contest and all the attention you want. That's the real addiction. If we're gonna talk about the drug that's really being sold right now,
Oh, yeah.
attention. Everybody's addicted to attention. That's what it is.
Absolutely.
And that's some female shit And may I ask y'all, do you miss the fucking 90s?
Yes.
You missed the 90s?
I miss the 90s because, correct me if I'm wrong, in the 90s, right?
I like the way my
You-
clothes fit now.
I'm asking you about the era though.
Yeah,
In the
me
90s.
too.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I like this outfit.
in the 90s, you really had to be who you said you were. Or if not, you couldn't walk around like you were who you said you were.
Well, can I go back to the clothing, because I couldn't tell whether or not you had a gun on you or not in the 90s. All right, I ain't gonna lie to you. The clothes were so baggy.
Baggy. Mm-hmm.
You could have had an AK under your shirt and your pants. All right, and I wouldn't have
Now,
known
that's
it.
true.
all
That's a
right?
valid
But
point.
but isn't that good for the niggas that had guns?
No.
Why?
It's not-
If they was gentlemen.
Listen.
I'm just
listen to
asking.
what I'm saying to you. This is a dangerous era, okay?
It is.
It was for what you're saying is, you're saying it was real. That's what you're saying?
I'm saying you really had to be who you were supposed to be.
So I'm going to say what you said back to you again. You had to be real. And
Yes.
being real was dangerous, okay? I like these pretend guys, okay? All right? I like the WWE guys, okay? I'm being honest with you. But see, here's the scary part. Now, the thing that's happened is that's wearing off.
Mm-hmm.
That's wearing off. Nobody respects and fears anybody anymore.
Absolutely.
All right? Your little neighborhood reputation, what you did before, it's 14-year-olds walking in people's front doors, blowing another 14-year-old away
Yes.
because he just came home from jail and you dealing with a girl I used to deal with that I want still. See? That's different.
But when you tell on everybody,
Man, there wasn't nobody to tell on. Sure, he went right back to jail. He didn't care. That's what I'm saying. Now they are so enamored with the idea of being reputable in this way.
I gotta rebuttal that, because, and I'm gonna say this just because I don't have a microphone, but I'm loud enough. But I'm gonna say this: the reason why right now everybody's saying that the '90s was violent, because we didn't have videos to show the violence like we have now.
True.
Okay,
True.
the '90s was just as violent as it was now.
That's what I'm
It
saying.
just was not put out like it is now.
True.
You had police brutality that was going on rampant.
True.
You had blacks killing blacks.
True.
You had teenagers running up in people's houses. You had the crack game that just started
Oh,
taking
yeah.
off.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? The drug game just started taking off in the 90s. The 90s is just as bad as it is now. But now you got a video camera in everybody's hand showing everybody what everybody else is doing. So you got the pretend dudes that can be pretend now. Like they go in their video,
I like them.
they what you call it, and hold fake guns.
I like them.
But then as soon as it come out for you to really shoot somebody, you MIA.
They entertain.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Back in the 90s, though, if you had a gun in your hand and you showing it, you better use it. Because somebody else is going to take you out as soon as you show it.
That's how I was raised.
Yeah.
That's how I was
You don't
raised.
play around with no gun.
You don't pull it if you're not going to use it.
Exactly. You
Period.
wasn't stupid enough to
Period.
even put it on the video because you knew this shit would get you locked up.
And all I'm saying to y'all now is that I do understand that may be true. But back then, you could say, yo, you know who such and such is? You better chill. That don't work now.
Oh,
that
no,
don't work now.
not at all.
Uh-uh.
Not at all.
Shorty would be like, what?
Because the respect level ain't there no more.
That's why I said there's
Right.
no fear
Respect
and there's no
for nothing.
respect.
Right.
Before, there was a hierarchy and everybody knew who it was.
Exactly.
Right? That's
Exactly.
such and such. And everybody
Exactly.
feared
We
based
gonna
on
toast to that.
reputation.
or had utmost fucking respect for him
Yes.
because you know better.
Everybody
Right.
doing the video or being on social media doing the same thing.
Absolutely.
That's the reason why.
Absolutely.
Everybody's doing the same thing.
But at one point in time, even in the 90s, women and children were off. Like,
Well-
they pretty much were off limits. You might have had it sporadically, but today, every time you turn on the news, is another woman, is another one, is a child. It's like,
But see, that's what I was
wow.
gonna say. That's what I was
Wow.
gonna say. In on a street level, just to be frank in this conversation, everybody knows once it starts, women and children the first one to go. You see what I mean? Everybody knows that on the street level. You get crazy with me in the street, that's the first thing they gonna do. They gonna kidnap your kid. They gonna do something to the woman you love. Your mom's on deck. Like, everything
That's
goes
a problem,
green.
though, and you're a coward to me because
Everything
go deal
goes
with
green.
the dude that you got the beef with.
Right.
Go deal with him. Why you coming for me and mine first instead of dealing with him? And that's your beef that I may or may not know anything about.
That's how I send messages.
I get that, but that's the subliminal. Be direct. You say we being frank.
I mean,
let's
that's
be
what
frank.
they not me.
frank.
Not me. That's
I'm
not how
not
I
saying,
send
you know,
messages.
I know not
yeah.
you, but I'm saying
that's how
the
they send
subliminal
messages.
message.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Right. When in the art of war, though, when you want to kill a society, the first person you go after is the women.
Yeah. And
Absolutely, because
and
they're the
children.
weaker.
Stuff, yeah.
They're the
That's the
weaker.
future.
Well, no.
No, that's
They're
the
the
future.
future.
They're the future.
A man can't bring
True.
a child into
Yeah,
this
they're the
world.
future.
It's in the
You
Bible
take
too.
away- You take away the women in a country,
Yeah.
you kill the population.
And the
But
children.
it's the same difference if you kill the man first. She still can't have a baby. So it's
No,
it's
now
like-
that she has male sons.
Somebody's
there's a
gonna,
future.
Male son.
no disrespect, no, somebody's gonna fuck her
I'm
in the
sorry.
future. When the man dies, that's it.
sorry.
A nigga's gonna want some
But if you
pussy
look at it in the
and
hood,
somebody's
though,
gonna fuck her.
If I'm beefing with you, Mark, in the hood, and I know I can't get to you because it's gonna be hard,
Yeah.
I'm getting to your wife.
Or your mama.
Because that's gonna fuck you up even more
True.
than it
Or
would
your kids.
messing with you.
I
If
understand
you
the
stay
concept.
alive, that's what I'm saying.
understand the
What is
concept.
warfare? I'm sorry. That's a I'm
It's
sorry.
just
We're not
all
gonna talk about
warfare,
that.
like
But
I
I'm just
said,
saying,
it's the way society right now is so fucked up is that we believe in society that the women and children aren't sacred. When I was growing up in the
That's
70s,
So true.
you never touched a woman or a child in the 70s. Never. If two dudes was beefing and the woman got in the middle of that fight,
You
the
start
fight
fighting.
ended.
Yeah,
You
it was
start
over.
fighting.
Fight
It was
ended in the
over.
70s.
I believe
If
that.
a woman got beat up in her neighborhood, every nigga in that neighborhood
Went crazy.
would go after that
Went
dude.
crazy.
Went
Yes.
crazy, yo.
But but in the 90s, that did not happen. She could
At
jump
all.
in the middle if she wanted to.
And it's
She
definitely
gonna
not
get
happening
A-Town
now.
day. She look, that's why you
Yes.
about to laugh.
hey,
guys.
listen,
And it's definitely
It's
not
true,
happening.
ain't it?
listen. Here's what I'm saying.
It's true.
Here's what I'm saying. Life is different for me anyway. I can only speak for myself. What I'm saying is, because we've talked about a lot of great shit that really need to be fixed amongst black men and black women,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
I've said it on numerous occasions. I believe we all need to have a sit down with everybody that really want to grow and move forward, because we see where the stupid shit always gets us. So who the fuck wants to change? I know I do. Do you, nigga?
But see,
Oh, my bad.
oh,
Go ahead.
But you may want to change, but that's not the problem. The problem is how do you get the person next to you to change?
No, you can't do that.
No,
So
but
you
that-
gotta
but see,
make
but
more
that's
money
how-
and
that's
get the
how
fuck away from that
society
nigga.
needs to be.
You can though.
Just because you want to change,
You can.
that won't solve the problem. You got to make the next two people next to you want to change as well.
That's-
you have to influence
That's
them
true.
to change
You
the
can,
situation.
though.
That's what we're
You
talking about, the
can.
influence.
You gotta
can.
make them
Absolutely.
like I'll tell you this.
Absolutely.
That's why.
If Jay-Z came out today and said, "Hey, I need every black person to read this book,"
You think they wouldn't buy
you
it and
think
read
right?
it?
You think
Absolutely.
they wouldn't buy it and read it?
Absolutely.
Would
But-
you buy it and read it just to see what he's talking about?
Here's what I'm saying though. Jay-Z has done a lot of shit for the black community on a positive
But
tip.
we're not talking about
And
no, we-
that ain't
we-
stopped
no.
niggas that ain't
We ain't
want to
talking
grow
about-
from
we
being
ain't talking
negative.
about what he's done or what he's going to do. We're talking about the basis of his influence in the black culture. And like you said, when Oprah started her book club, you think a lot of black women was reading before she started that? She started that to get people to start mind thinking and start reading. The next thing you know, women everywhere all across the country had something to talk about because of Oprah Book Club. That's the influence that a lot of our top statues of black entertainers, black, just black, people in general don't get sometimes. Like, you can influence your kids, which is great. But now the question has to be, how do you influence their friends? That's how you change
Or
the
their
community.
parents.
Right. That's how you change the community. Because your thinking is like, okay, well, I'm doing good. But just because you're doing good, the three people around you can be doing bad. And you know what that makes you? Bad as well, because all apples rot in the same bunch.
All right, so look, to what he just said. So, once upon a time, I worked in the mental health office, right? I was in a relationship. I thought it was great. I was raising a little girl with the person I was with. The little girl was in the school with a crazy climate. And I came up with this strategy. I said, I want to change the world. And I want to use this school as my focus group. I said, so how do I keep this little girl safe and make it so her life is great? Do I focus on her or do I focus on everything around her?
Everything around her.
So what I did was I changed the whole school around her. So everybody behaved a certain way. And I was certain that my little girl was going to be safe every day because I controlled the world around her. See?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It wasn't about controlling her.
Absolutely.
All she had to do was trust daddy. That's it.
Absolutely.
And as long as I changed the world around her, I knew she would be straight.
Absolutely.
And when she did something wrong in the world that I had created around her, I was extra intense about it because, listen, baby, you can't act crazy because I'm requiring them to be perfect around you. So if you act up, it ruins everything daddy's doing. So I don't mean to be crazy with you when you do certain things. But know this, my agenda is to keep you safe and make the world around you perfect. So that's how we have to do it.
Absolutely.
If we want to
Absolutely.
make our family safe, have our kids grow up in environments that are beautiful, we got to change the world around them.
Absolutely.
Just like E said, we have to influence everybody. So when I go out, if I got to give $300 out in the lounge tonight, so that the people that I love, when they see them, they say, oh, yo, they with Randall. They going to leave them alone. Okay, it's worth it to me. You know why? Because $300 means nothing if I can't bring my cousin back, my mother back, my grandmother back, my aunt, my uncle. You can have the money, man.
Exactly.
Don't hurt my family.
Exactly.
What you want, drugs? You can have that too.
Exactly.
Don't hurt my family. I'm not a drug dealer, but I'll get it for you. Just so you leave my family alone.
Absolutely.
That's a fact. And ask the people who go to these little stupid lounges. They'll tell you that it's true. When Randall show up, the money don't mean nothing to me. Because all I want them to know is, I want y'all to love my family the way I'm loving y'all right now. Don't forget this. Because if you do, it's going to drive me crazy. I didn't do this for nothing. I'm not out here for nothing. I don't want men to put their hands on women and shoot or stab them ever again.
Absolutely.
All right?
Absolutely.
I don't want kids to grow up listening to something that's entertaining and turn it into a lifestyle ever again.
Absolutely.
All right?
Absolutely.
There are positive influences out there, role models who are aching for you to imitate them. Okay?
Absolutely. No, that's true though.
No, I'm laughing because it's the truth.
It's true.
You
It's true.
should find your way into their understanding and seek to be like them on a regular basis. They have great backstories just like you do. They struggled. They came from nothing. It was just them and their mommy, or they didn't have any parents. And they were in a situation where they had to figure it out all on their own, just like you did. Some people used to sell dope. Some people used to rob and kill, and they got over it when they were exposed to something that said, you don't have to be that way. All I'm saying is right now, at some point, we have to accept the fact that we are responsible and accountable for our actions.
Absolutely.
We can't keep saying, this happened to me before. You made me feel like this, so I did.
Absolutely.
Because if reactional is what we're going to continue to be, impulsive will get us all killed.
Absolutely.
That's a fact.
Absolutely.
And with Yanni here, with all due respect, if anybody hurts a woman of 10 and thinks it's okay, I'm guilty. Recently, I had a moment where I got frustrated in public. And the person that I talk crazy to, I love her to death. But I didn't put my hands on her. I never touched her. Matter of fact, I gave her $100 for nothing. Then I gave her $20 for nothing, and she slammed it down in front of me, and it frustrated me. Because I'm here because I love you. I could do anything in the world with my... I spend my money however I want.
But sometimes giving money isn't enough. Sometimes it's not even about giving money.
Hey,
Money is not always the answer.
here's the thing. I can't be more than myself with you.
Absolutely.
All right?
Absolutely.
And to make the burden of rescuing someone's emotional moment, mental moment, and their lifestyle moment, we can't be superheroes. But if I'm there with you and you're in an environment with me, you're in a situation, I understand it. Let me be supportive. That's what you said earlier.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Totally agree. Yes.
So as a
Yes.
man, understanding a woman of 10, I'm saying to you, hey, I love you here for nothing at all. That's not a charity thing. That's a love thing. So you can't reject love and run to a beating. Okay?
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't do them.
You can't do that.
I can't
You
do
can't
that.
do that. That can't happen. And E's points are valid. Yanni's points are valid. Mark's points are valid. I'm just saying we got to be accountable and responsible
Absolutely.
on both sides.
Absolutely.
Because once again, our kids are the only ones losing out.
So agree. So agree.
And as E said, what happens if something goes wrong? They not really looking at eliminating the men. That's not what it is. They're hoping that we eliminate the children and the women. Because if we eliminate the children and the women, we have zero future.
Ooh, that's.
No future. It's over. Somebody has to make it out of here alive. Somebody has to make it out of here alive with the fortitude to do something for the people who are still in it. Somebody has to make it out of here alive and survive the people that they're used to being around in a demographic, in an environment, and still love them to the degree that they help them.
Absolutely.
Somebody has to overcome all of these different layers of what it means to be a person of 10 and go through the trauma of going through the layers of success to say, hey, we have a say-so now. And as sure as we brought up Sean Carter earlier, he's one of the few people attempting to do this. That's a flat-out thing. LeBron James is another one, attempting to do just that. And they take everybody who's willing to go with them. That's a fact. My fault. Go ahead, Mark. My fault.
No, I'm glad you said that. So do people of tent here anyway? Do we need a separate society? I think that's the solution.
Segregation? No. It's not the solution.
No, I'm saying a separate society.
That's segregation. I mean,
That's not no, segregation is you can't use a bathroom and racist type shit. I'm talking
No.
about a separate society where we run everything and
Yeah.
own everything.
yeah.
That's not segregation.
Hold on.
That's
Mark.
not segregation.
Listen. Okay, so what you're saying is, before the civil rights movement, people of 10 had it made then.
In Black Wall Street they did.
I'm just saying, but okay. So we had our own everything.
In
Right.
Black Wall Street.
No. According to the stories, because none of us lived it. Okay, so according to the stories, we had our own lounges, we had our own toilets, we had our own water fountains. I mean, that's a big one. Water fountains was a big one. We had our own neighborhoods. Everything was our own, and you're saying we gave all that up to be part of it, and then
And no, that shit got bombed. No, we didn't give up shit. They bombed it because there was so many black people doing well.
They took it.
But they
Okay.
bombed it first, right?
Yeah, they took it.
I don't know. I wasn't there. All right, I know the stories and they sound good. What I'm saying to you is this: I don't need to be isolated from the whole in order for it to make sense. I need to have the fortitude to relate to all differences and still not have an issue with the people who resemble me. That's what I'm saying. Because to be honest with you, most of our problems are internal. They're not external.
True.
They're self-inflicted.
True.
Do most of them come from poverty?
A lot.
It's
So what I'm
it's
saying
poverty of
is-
choice. It's poverty of choice.
What I'm saying is,
Yeah, I was saying,
if
it's
we
not.
have a society where we own everything, I think there would be a lot less poverty. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
And I can understand what you're saying. I can understand the point that you're trying to make. I feel like, as we all know, because of so much social injustice, economic injustice.
Oh, Yanni about to go there.
I'm just saying, it's,
You about to go there? It's about to get crazy.
She has a theory on environment.
No, I'm just
I
saying.
want to get to that when you.
Go ahead. No,
Go
get to it
ahead.
now.
I'm just saying. I just feel like it's.
Go ahead. Do it now.
It's just.
Let me hear your take on environment. Give it to me, Yanni.
Oh, the environment we live in. I feel like if a lot of times when you don't live amongst people who share the same mindsets and goals, it's always going to be chaos and confusion.
I agree.
Because no one is on one accord. Now, it could go the way you were speaking of, okay, the positive I do or I try to share with you and teach you, you will be influenced and you'll go along. Or you're going to continue with your own mindset and destroy what I'm trying to build up. So that means I'm going to have to move because I don't want you tearing down what I'm trying to build up and help you build.
I agree.
Period.
That's where I am in life. I'm not going to lie. You just surmised like who I am.
So should black people and niggas separate? Can we toast to that? Please. That's because I want people. No, look, like you say, let's be clear.
It's the mindset.
Let's be clear.
Yep. He said,
Yo,
let's be frank.
Let's be clear. Yo, when I'm talking about some new shit, I'm not. It ain't gotta. It's about who the fuck you are. You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
Absolutely.
If you come from the bottom and you don't want to fucking do better than that, you shouldn't be allowed to just come ruin a fucking community of people who want to do better than that.
I agree.
And that's paying money and busting their ass to be in a community to do better than that.
I agree.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not about race with me. It's about who the fuck you are. I think niggas and black people need to separate. If you willing to get off your ass and work hard to provide for your family and give them a better life, and as men, like you say, you willing to sacrifice your body to do that, fuck it. I'm more than willing. I'm responsible for a lot of people. Y'all both know that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
All three of us know that. Not just
right.
Don't eliminate
so
me.
As long as I'm alive, they more important than me.
You don't know.
They more important than me. So what I'm saying
I
is,
appreciate that. Say that again. They what?
They more important than me.
One more time.
They're more important than me.
Okay, that's what we need to say. That needs to be a T-shirt. They are more important than me.
I think we need to get that made.
They are more
Real
important
talk.
than me,
I think
man.
we need,
Go ahead, Mark. My fault. I mean,
no. It's all good. This is love, yo. This is love. You see them since roses on the table and shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But listen, motherfuckers that don't want to do better, like it's in the scripture. Everything that we living in now was in the scripture. Whichever one you want to name, pick one. It's there. So what I'm saying is, heaven is not going to be crowded.
Oh my God.
You see what I'm saying? If it's the will of God that dumb motherfuckers gotta kill each other off, I'm not condoning it, but who am I to argue with God?
Oh my God.
I want better. I'm a good guy.
Yo, I love you to death.
Y'all know me. I know y'all. I'm surrounded by great fucking people.
I'm 100% certain now, every time we get together and do this, you're going to say something that makes me go, wow. Wow. Did he just say that? Well, yeah, for sure, bro. Go ahead. Heaven not going to be crowded. That's a wild one.
That's all I'm saying. Like, everybody is not in your mindset. You see what I'm saying? Absolutely. You did what the fuck you had to do to give your family a better life.
I wanted to say this, though. What you're saying, like, when you say people of tent and...
Niggas?
Yeah, but you mean ignorant people.
Yes. Right.
And you mean ignorant people who have no desire to cooperate with positive progression.
Exactly.
Not just ignorant, because people can be ignorant, but once they come to knowing that there's a place that they can go, if they choose that, you won't mind that, right?
You know what I love about what you just said? You just took me here, which is the theme for this goddamn show. If you got a smartphone, you shouldn't be a dumb nigga.
I know you gonna.
There's
make that a
no
t-shirt,
fucking
man.
excuse,
you
yo.
You gotta make that a t-shirt. Shit.
You can do it.
You're so crazy, man.
No, but I'm saying like it's the truth, yo. You gotta wanna grow. I only grew as a person because that's what the fuck I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna do it for you.
Right. That's strong.
Nobody's gonna do it for you.
Nobody's gonna do it for you. You guys are amazing, man.
All right, so I'm going to hit you with something because I like to listen to the conversation.
Okay.
So where do you think poverty comes from? Real answer. Where do you think poverty comes from?
How much time you got?
I mean, this is your show.
This is our show.
This is your show.
Yo,
Poverty is because of circumstances and opportunity.
Absolutely.
Okay? Now,
mhm.
okay, if I live in poverty, I don't know what being successful is because no one around me is successful. How am I supposed to learn that?
Can I make a confession?
Sure.
Randall Sound High. I'm gonna say Baltimore County, period. Correct
Okay.
me if I'm wrong. I feel like that shit saved a lot of niggas' lives.
Right. But how many lives did it not save though?
Here's a
Niggas would have died early if they was
And they
niggas
did.
in the hood.
And they did.
No, that's the point he's making. So,
And
I'm
I'm just trying to say this, and a lot of people don't figure this. When successful black people make it out of the hood, they tend not to go back.
True.
Okay?
A lot of them, yes.
They
Yes.
tend not to go back.
A lot of them, yes.
Especially the ones that's making like, let's say $90,000, like we do a year, okay? We tend not to go back because we don't want to take our families and put ourselves back in a position of poverty because we are successful now, okay? So that leaves the people that's not successful in an environment that they can't get out of. Because
If
the
you're
ones
successful-
the
Oh, go
ones
ahead.
that made it out of it is not showing them how to make it out of it. Because let me ask you a question: if you're making $500,000 a year, and you doing it for you and your family, you got your boy that's in the hood right now selling drugs to feed his family. Because I'll be honest with you, if a motherfucker selling drugs to feed his family, all power to him.
Exactly.
Because society made him do that.
Exactly.
And you know,
Most
black
wait a
niggas.
minute.
Most niggas.
No,
Most
all
niggas.
I don't know one nigga.
Not everybody.
I don't know one nigga that's selling drugs right now that's not doing it to feed himself and his family. Why would you even do that?
Because they don't know
Because
any better. You
Right.
just said it. They
That's
don't know
what
any
I'm saying.
better.
They don't know any better.
But you don't have to live a life of victimization. Because you were once a victim, because you once lived in poverty, why don't you want better? Why don't you want different? Even if you've never been shown, innately, something should just stir up in you. That's like animals when they have babies. They know how to take care of them from the womb.
Right.
that
But
is
if you're shown to be successful with selling drugs, then that's what you're going to do.
But how many successful people weren't shown and they still made it to success?
It's a lot of them.
It's individual
It's-
choice.
it's a lot
It's
of us.
individual choice, and I will not. Although I love people and I'm willing to help anybody. Anybody that knows me know I will help anyone.
can we toast to that?
We can toast to that. But guess what? If I'm trying to help you and you don't want to help yourself, I can't help you.
Right.
Because
And
you're
that's-
gonna pull me back down.
And I'm
We
not
both
going
can't
back
be back
down.
down.
And that's what
We
I'm
both
saying.
can't do it.
Right,
I'm
and
sorry.
that's exactly what I'm saying. The opportunities that a lot of people get and a lot of people see, they figure this is my only way. Because, you know, it's just a situation. The opportunities are there. Some people don't even graduate high school. So you don't graduate high school, you ain't got the opportunity to make that big money because you ain't got the education level.
Most billionaires never go to college. I mean, most
Hello.
millionaires never go to college.
To be
Most-
honest.
most
And you can
billionaires
still
never
you can still go to trade school. You can still go to trade school.
That's true.
Whoa.
That's true.
First of all,
Most
we're
millionaires-
not talking about white people. We're talking about black people. Second of all, if you're black and you didn't make it out of high school, there's a 1%
I'm not
chance,
knocking that.
1%
I'm not knocking
that
that.
if you're not an athlete or an actor, that you're
Fuck.
considered a rich. Maybe somebody
Or-
rich.
You're
or
fucked.
music.
That's
Right.
true.
You're
I'm
fucked.
not knocking
You gotta
that.
be an entertainer or an actor.
I'm
I'm
not knocking
agreeing
that.
with both of y'all.
I'm not knocking that. Wait though. Hold on. I understand both angles, but I lean more towards the fact that in reality, we know for a fact that we have options. All right.
Absolutely.
And once again, I can't alleviate us from the fact that we need to be accountable and responsible because, Mark, your statement is what again? If you have a what?
If you got a smartphone, you shouldn't be a dumb nigga.
All right, then. That's what it comes down to.
Wow.
I'm so glad you came through. It's great to see you. What's your last word for the fans?
Everyone is capable of doing anything that they want to do. It sounds like a cliche, but it's not. I'm a living testimony of struggles in life and did it. And I did it. Happened on one leg, happened on a walker, and some more stuff. I can share my story. I don't have no problem with it. But if you want it, you got to go get it. You. And if no one else around you supports you enough to help you get there, then you got to tread with that road alone.
Yes.
Period.
That's a fact. And I think we did it today, Mark.
What a fucking life.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Oh.
What? What I did?
Yep, so,
Let's,
you know.
if you gonna wrap it up,
But I will also say
smoking and everything else.
I will also
No,
say
I thought we was done. You said we had 1 minute. I'm trying to do 60 seconds worth of shit.
I will also
I'm
say
listening to you. I'm sorry.
Hey, cheers to our listeners, man.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
thank
Thank you all for, like, supporting us, being there for us.
Extra
listening.
special shout out to the people of Tent.
Yeah, man, and make sure y'all comment, man. Let's get into a dialogue about these topics, man. Say what you think about what we talking about. We're not afraid of what you gonna say about what we talking about.
because it does take a village.
Yeah.
I truly believe that it
And
does
we need
take
to have a
village.
dialogue.
It
We
does.
need to have a dialogue. It needs to be a
Absolutely.
discussion. It can't be dogma or bias. It can't be just what we're thinking. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Tell us what you think around the world. Everybody's dealing with these situations, not just America. Everybody's like, yo, people in China are talking about please don't let me die. You see what I mean? Like, look, this situation's everywhere. So I'm concerned about it all. Ti amo, man. Ti amo. Straight up and down.
We love you, good people. And if you got a smartphone,
Hey.
you shouldn't be a dumb nigga.
Yeah.